Feel like we're going to meet the wizard. Feel like we're going to meet the wizard.
All right. Cribs with Tony.
Yeah, buddy. Guns Out Cribs.
Microtech edition.
We need to look into that. Guns Out Cribs, man.
We're gonna make our way up to the library. I'm still getting unpacked, so there's some things that are a little bit out of sorts, but
okay.
Follow me.
Oh my goodness, man.
That's really
Goals, and
really
more
cool.
goals.
When I
Oh.
first, yeah.
Tony,
This is
listen.
pretty cool, Tony.
You know, Tony, I forgot to mention that my son loves blades. My son got $250 from his grandmother for a graduation gift, and we were at a gun show. You know what he spent there? He spent that whole $250 on a blade, like a samurai style blade. So yeah, he's gonna lose his ish when he sees this.
And like I said, I mean, the library is constantly in process. Since we've moved back in, I have so much work I still have to do and unpack. But a lot of it's going to be just memories over the years. This is that grinder I was telling you about that was out on my back porch. So the very first piece of equipment I ever bought was from K&G Knife Supply, and it was the most money I ever spent on anything. But it served us well over the years. But it's retired. It still works, but it's retired now.
What's like the oldest piece like the most fascinating you could show us?
Well, I mean,
And I know they're all fascinating,
They all
right?
have a very, very, very unique story. When it comes to armor, this guy over here is pretty cool because he's the tip late 16th century, 17th century armor. So that one there is one of my favorite sets. So we're going to complete him as we go because I have a humidie that I just bought, which is the archery set. It's a Juyo papered. It's as good as it gets. Complete. That'll go with that. Oldest sword in here is actually 550 years old. It actually would really appeal to me on the particular blade. It was a maker that I really like. And on top of that, it was the right about the same time that Christopher Columbus was said to have crossed the ocean. Was the same time. Wow. So I have some antiquities like this coin that I carry around, was off the Atocha, and it's the same time period, a Spanish coin. So kind of close to my heart. That's my promise to piracy when I retire. You know, out of all the different Microtechs, of course, the very first one that I made was inoperable. So this one here, it kind of works, but it's very crude. And it was my first shot at knife making.
Wow.
There's actually another one of these that's patterned the same way that actually folds and locks, but I was never able to actually recover that blade.
That is
So
wow.
I didn't even grind the blade on it. I didn't know how. If you've ever heard of Bussy Combat Knives, Jerry Bussy ground that blade for me.
See, now this is an example of don't give up on your first try, no matter what happens on your first try, because this was his first try, and look at how far it's come.
Yes. So here it is. Here's the one that I made, and it didn't even have a real good cutting edge. But this is the one that I carried that got the interest. So, you know, big and thick and bulky, but it does work. And again, I did not grind the blade. Ken Largen ground this blade for me, just an off-brand knife.
And what year is that?
That's probably 1991 here.
Wow.
And this one here, the inlay that I did, I bought a shoe from Walmart and I cut the.
Are you serious?
I cut the pattern up to
Now
do the
that
rubber
is
off.
cool. So
off
this is
cheap pair of
actually a
sneakers.
piece of a Walmart shoe sole here.
Yep.
Now that's innovation. That's innovation.
And now you're literally literally
So,
building a legacy.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is the one that got the orders because guys love it. They're like, man, they're like, that's all I need.
Right,
That's all I
right,
need.
yep,
That's all I need. You know, even talking to like SEAL team guys are like, oh man, all this misconception. We carry all these freaking swords and knives. It's like, no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we carry some blades, but man, that's just for every day.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
every
yeah.
day, just
Something
every day, just something in your pocket, just
pocket
whatever.
change.
Just, and it caught that popularity.
Yeah.
So this is the one that got the orders. Now, what was delivered were these here. And you could see the difference. Okay, I had a tool made. We slendered up the handle.
Oh man, look at the refinement on that.
The refinement on these were just perfect. It's just like the name Microtech. I didn't come up with that. That was actually an engineer that I worked with. His wife was also an engineer and a nurse. She came in one day and she said, I got something cool for you. I'm like, oh my God, what now?
right.
She goes, boop, on a piece of paper, and I'm like, she goes, that's gonna be your logo for your company, Microtech. There it is. You know, the knife that inspired me originally was the Florida Black knife made by Charlie Oaks.
Man, that thing looks
This one, yeah,
hefty.
this is what I got gifted to me from a Navy diver. He's like, dude, make something. Maybe this is clunky big. Make something small. So you can see that the pattern came off this original clunky piece from the '80s.
Tell you what, you can leverage that thing, that's for sure.
So the gold boxes that we shipped him in, everybody would see those boxes and come running. But I mean, there's a lot more history to see behind this. But there's the first. That's the first one right here.
I like the idea. I like the idea of the gold boxes.
aesthetic.
I thought I literally thought these were gold bricks when I came in and just put my eye on it real fast. I was like,
It caught good because dealers would see them. They'd see them. People would see them from across the show.
Oh yeah.
They're like,
Did
oh my
you-
God,
did
you got
you handle
Microtechs? Just the gold bars.
Yeah. Also, like something that I love is his passion for firearms.
Yeah.
So, should we take a look at
Let's
that
take you
room?
down into the man cave.
I don't know how
Let's
you
do
have
it.
any passion to spare on firearms
Let's do it.
with all of his knife passion. But listen, I'm willing to explore, man. I'm willing to explore. Show me what you got.
All right, follow me.
So you're watching this content because, John, clearly you believe in the Second Amendment, which is why we want you guys to support Gun Owners of America by going to gunowners.org.
Please do. Gun Owners of America is in the trenches on every 2A argument, every 2A fight that's being had out there today, and God knows there's a lot of them.
There are a lot of them, John. In fact, guys, GOA just recently won the suit to bring back bump stocks.
Yeah, and that was significant in and of itself, but there's so much more work to be done. So please, go to gunowners.org and join.
And you guys know for a fact that the Second Amendment is constantly under attack by individuals who want to restrict and limit that right for every American, regardless of your color, race, creed, or even sexual orientation, which is why you have to support organizations like GOA who are constantly in the courtrooms battling across this country to preserve that right, John, for all Americans.
Absolutely. He said enough, man. Listen, gunowners.org. Go there. Let's go.
And get some.
Let's see.
All right, so Tony, tell me what I'm leaving with. You have not one silencer, Cole. You have three.
Why buy one? You can buy three times the price.
Right.
No, because I'll have ones that I collect, ones that I shoot.
Scar, one of my favorites. Absolute favorites.
So how long have you been amassing this collection?
You know, this is the fourth collection in my lifetime.
Wow.
You know, so you know, I've there once was a time, you know, like I was telling Jamie, this is not the biggest collection I've had, but it's the most well-rounded one I consider to be pieces that I like and have the best personality and the best stories behind them.
So wait a minute. Clarify for me when you say the fourth collection in your lifetime. Do you mean the fourth iteration of the same collection, or a just total from scratch new collection?
You know, some of the pieces go back a little bit, but it's just like, you know, where people invest in real estate and invest in everything else, I invest in class 3 stuff. It's always, you know, knowledge is power.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
right purchasing. So yeah, I mean, has there, you know, from day one of Microtech, has there been hard times? Of course.
Yeah.
You know, when you got employees, we've never missed a payroll in the history of our company because, you know, I love this stuff, but I'm not attached to it. It's still stuff.
Yeah, it's just stuff.
So my equity, I have different investments. Mostly it's Microtech, the organization, but any one of these things here is very, very liquid because it's the right stuff. There's a lot of guns out there, but there's some stuff here that is very, very
I'm looking around.
So, you know,
Looking at that MP5 with the integral silencer. and all that
yeah,
thing.
so a lot of the stuff you can get post samples, but a lot of it's, you know, pre-86 transferable guns, you know, pieces. So yes, over the times, yeah, when we hit some hard times at Microtech, you know, I'm not gonna sell my equipment, I'm not gonna, you know, not gonna do that, but we'd have to dip into that gun collection. and make, you know, spots for me. And to be that thing, it's the biggest thing about these guns, it's the story behind the chase of some of these has been great.
Oh, I can
You know,
imagine.
there's some neat stories behind me acquiring.
Okay,
a
give
lot
us
of these
one. Give us
pieces.
one. Give us
Oh,
one.
man. So, you know, I have collectors all over the world, but one in particular I've known for years. His name is Axel. Axel out of Fort Worth, and Axel Mueller. And he's a watchmaker and great collector of mine. Great guy, great German, got the cool accent, the beard, and everything else. And yeah, I do a little kooky video in here, drinking a wine and whatever else. And all of a sudden, you know, he posts up in one of my stories. He's like, "Oh, my father loves your collection." I'm like, "Really? Oh, cool. Was he like HKs?" He's like, "No, he was the CEO for 40 years of HK." I'm like, "What?" I said, "What did you say?" And it's like, he goes, you know, he goes, you know, when you come to Fort Worth, you know, maybe we'll talk to my dad or whatever.
Wow.
So I talked to his dad. We go to Fort Worth, go to the ice show, and yeah, his dude did a FaceTime with him in Germany. He's like, you know, you treated my son so good. I got a couple packages coming out for you. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you. All right. Just like, so he's like, I got a bunch of memorabilia after I retired. And I remember Axel telling me like these little trinkets. He goes, this is stuff that was on my dad's desk we could never touch for years. And he goes, you got that little G11 rifle. None of us kids could play with that toy. You know, so Axel's father, you know, was Thilo Mueller, was the CEO of HK for 40 plus years.
Wow.
I even I cut out the thing because nobody would believe me. Even the packages from Germany, I saved the pieces as memorabilia. But he's been sending me these beautiful things. And it's not that it's, you know, guns. Yeah, I got stories behind these guns that make you cry. But, you know, some of these books and stuff that came out of his collection that are no longer in print.
Oh my goodness.
You know, this guy's like, here you go, man.
That is so
This stuff.
awesome.
That's amazing.
This is that sort of stuff is just, and it was by chance. So that's why I always say that I treat everybody
Just
great.
posted a story. And
Yeah, because I've known Axel for years, but I never knew his dad was the CEO of HK.
That is so.
And didn't play that to my advantage. I just always treated him good as a collector.
sure,
and it's just like his dad's like, thank you for treating my son so well. At one time, Microtech also made firearms. Not too many people know that, but we made an adaptation of the AUG.
Wow.
So
How long did you
neat-
guys
neat
do that?
story. We started in 2006, and it ran all the way to about 2012. And neat guns. We produced over 16,000 variations of what we call the STG or the AUG.
That is awesome.
I wonder how many people actually know this.
Right. I wonder how many people actually
is
own
like-
it.
Or that
16,000 rifles out there. They're somewhere.
Wow. Do
about limited.
do people ever request parts or maintenance or anything like that?
And we'll still service the stuff. I mean, if people need parts, you know, we took a really bad hit because it was one of those programs that we had. It changed the dynamics of our company because the program was great. Yeah, I couldn't have got a better education in manufacturing, everything, and in marketing. But the problem is all the big gun distributors bought so heavily from us, but then when it slowed down, they all started dropping their orders, and we weren't prepared for that. Luckily, we had our knife line to fall back on.
Yeah.
But you know, we had 100 full-time people making these guns in Bradford, and it was like one day, you know, it's like Davidson's calls up. I remember that, and they're like, "Hey, we're canceling our orders." Like, I'm sorry, I'm trifling deaf in one ear. What did you say? Like, we're canceling our orders. Things are slowing down. I'm like, dude, you got $21 million in rifles on back order right now. It's like, you know what, do what you gotta do. And then when they canceled, Sport South canceled, RSR canceled, it was a rough ride. So, yeah, so my big gun collection, you know, that was the first thing to go.
Yeah,
Because you got to remember, that is a lot of metal, that is a lot of material.
Oh, for sure.
Because unlike a lot of AR manufacturers, I'm not taking anything away from anybody. Oh, we make ARs. Do you really make ARs? Or you just buy the parts and put them together? This was a proprietary platform. We couldn't go to any other manufacturer to get parts. We made everything.
Wow.
Everything.
You should be proud of that, man.
We are, and it was a neat part of our history that we really appreciate because it humbled us.
Oh, yeah.
It was the first time I was almost on my face. I could say that logistically, it's the first time we almost went out of business. It's because you can't stop that amount of momentum.
Yeah.
We were building 600 rifles a week.
And then I don't know what this boom.
Gone.
Wow.
Like that was in Vero Beach.
Wow.
But what we did is a few years back, we answered a call for a suppressor requirement. We came up with a product called the R² K9, which by far, you know, with all the adaptations of everything that we do, is by far the most effective suppressor that we know to exist today. You know, it was adopted by a few military groups, which is great, so we served its purpose, but we offer that today. So if you guys want to take a look, we could shoot one off the back.
Oh, please do.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Hey guys, I'm happy to say we heard your messages, mostly Shermichael, because
I
you're
did.
messaging him, that we needed to restock some gear in the Guns Out store, so we have the limited edition 9-line OG Guns Out t-shirts.
They are finally here and they are selling out fast. So you have to go on Instagram, our website, anywhere on social media, Guns Out TV, and buy one for yourself or your spouse.
Absolutely, we got crops.
And we have tanks, and who doesn't like a nice tank?
So, go to the site, go to the social media, and get some shirts.
No,
that
Johnny,
is.
you're supposed to say, let's go.
Get
and then I'm
some
supposed to-
shirts.
Are you gonna take my part, or are you gonna use your line and let me
Let's
use
go.
my line and get some? All right, Ray, what do we have here?
All right, as Tony mentioned before, the suppressor is the R² K9. And what we sought out to do about 3 years ago was to really develop the quietest 9mm suppressor out there. So this is a dedicated 9mm suppressor. You can also shoot 300 blackout subsonic through it.
I love that.
It's a modular suppressor.
You can get the ammo. If you
That's
can get
right.
the ammo,
That's right.
man.
Right now, of course,
Would go perfect with the CMMG that I have because it's a 9mm that can convert to 300 blackout.
Absolutely.
300 blackout
both
with
platforms.
2 rounds left, and I'm holding on to them, guys.
yeah, the best part is Tony didn't want to cut any corners at all. This is full titanium construction, titanium baffles, titanium main body, even the accessory module. It comes as a kit. So you already get 2 pistons. So you get the half 28 and the 13.5x1. You mentioned the CMMG, fixed barrel spacer. It already comes in the kit. And then you also have the owner's manual, which we did waterproof because, you know, most people they get the dirty hands and now your paper has stains all over it. Disassembly tool, an armorer's tool, and then we actually provide a spare O-ring kit as well. So it all comes as a kit. What's really impressive is when you shoot it and the decibel reduction. You're going to get about 35 to 36 decibels of reduction in the full length configuration, and that's dry.
Okay.
Now, when you go to the K configuration, all of this is still going to be hearing safe, but when you shoot it wet, that's when the magic happens. Now, we're going to be shooting it dry, but you're going to get 40 to 41 decibels of reduction, shooting 147 grain like Fiocchi or Federal or anything like that.
And where can you, if people want to order this, where can they go to buy this?
You can actually order it direct through Microtech,
Okay.
or you can go through many of our dealers. We have quite a few dealers across the country now that are selling this. We have a lot of different iterations. Of course, the apocalyptic finish that's so popular with our knives. We also do a black Cerakote. We do a FDE Cerakote. And we also do a PVD and a DLC coating as well.
We got to make sure we link to this. I think people
Yeah.
will be really interested
Yeah,
in this.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And it is a sister company of Microtech. It's Microtech Defense Industries.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Ray. MDI.
My
Looks
pleasure.
amazing. Let's run it.
let's set it up.
That's what I'm saying. Let's run it. This is so fun. Yeah, we gotta reload you up, buddy. I'm sorry, I lost track of time.
Yeah.
Wow.
The full-size unit, pushing what, 35, 36?
Correct.
That's gonna be really hard to beat.
It's
Yeah.
user
Yeah.
serviceable.
Beat,
You can
especially on
disassemble this from
Yes.
one end to the other.
No, and I saw that when you have all the kits, all the parts there, I mean, everything is right there. It's remarkable that you sell this as a kit.
Well,
I
some
like
of the
it.
other things that are neat is a lot of the suppressors that are modular like this, you take off the front cap and the baffles roll all over the floor. This could be shot without the cap. Okay, so they're retained. If you lose your cap, it doesn't stop your mission. The neat thing about this is that, yeah, it might be a few dB louder, but it's not going to disable your mission. Another thing is that what I commend Ray for is like when we were out here looking at this, it's like the tools, it's like, well, how do you change the pistons? Ray's like, why don't we just make something? Could you make something in the cap? You know, so we put that pattern in the rear end of the cap, and now you could use the cap as an auxiliary tool to change your pistons.
Oh man! Wow.
Super. And then the rear support piece could be put in here to take out the baffle stack. So Ray, I mean, just it was like one
Ray,
thing
what's
after
your
another.
background? Yeah, man.
Ray's background.
Working with Tony. No, this
And
is a
mad
great
science.
suppressor. Yeah, exactly. It was a very
No,
fun
this was
project.
a wonderful collaborated effort because with Ray, everything was down to the science. There'd be some days we would get out here and it's like, did we just take 20 steps backwards? Just it'd be like back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
But Ray was persistent enough to make the demands to say, look, it needs to be like this. It needs to be this diameter. I mean, like I said, without working with him on this, I don't think I would have been challenged enough, even in the industry, to be able to put forth everything that we did. It was a great collaborative effort. We had we had a lot of fun.
together.
We worked really well together, and it was that upward challenge. But even with little items like this, I think we have 5 active patents globally on this suppressor.
Wow,
So
man, it goes
Yeah.
so stronger together sometimes, man. So you about to do
I'm
the water?
serious.
Come on,
Yeah,
Ray.
we'll do
Come
that.
on, Ray. Seriously?
I'm serious. All right, so you guys have been shooting this a while. It's going to be too hot to hold with gloves. So,
let's try to get that one off.
Here you go, Ray.
that would be perfect.
A good
Get that one off.
flannel.
Do you want to shoot that one? Or do you just want to put the water
Don't
in
leave
this
home
one?
We'll
without.
just put it in this one.
Okay,
Should be
roger
fun.
that. Whatever water this is, I'm just going to take a cap full.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
There you go. That much. Okay.
Don't touch it.
No, hot.
That is a little warm, isn't it?
Just, you want to use my flannel?
No, I got it. No.
Okay.
I'm going to do it from You can hear that sizzle in there just a hair.
That's it.
Yeah, just hit it in the dirt so you can hear more of the suppressor than after that.
Wow. Yeah. It's a big difference.
That's awesome.
All right, boys. Who's next?
Yeah, I would be hunting squirrels with a 9mm.
You shoot that off your balcony.
Oh man. That's awesome. I don't want to shoot them all, Shemai, because you know I will.
I know.
You know I will. Sit down right here.
Down.
That's some hot 147 too, boy.
Jeez.
All right, Guns Out Nation, listen. I know I didn't know what to expect when we started this day, but my expectations were quickly exceeded.
I only expected one thing. If you're with Jamie Villamore, you better expect to have a lot of fun.
Oh,
that is exactly
man.
what we had today. A lot of fun.
Yeah, without question. Listen, this has been a remarkable, I call this a journey through Microtech because, I just thought I was going to come here, learn about some blades, but there's so much history embedded in your company.
Right.
And then all of the memorabilia that
Yeah.
you showed us, you welcomed us into your home, onto your private range. I mean, I, on behalf of Guns Out, we thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no, we
You're
do.
welcome.
Thank you so much, Tony. I mean, look, one thing, guys, we love sort of telling these stories as we film more and more content. And what we're finding is there's always more behind from what you initially see. You look at a company, you look at the people behind a company, you think, wow, that's amazing. Great things they're doing. We love them. And then as you start to peel back the curtains, you realize there's so much more that most people don't typically know about people like Tony, which is why we're coming back.
You are
And
coming
Tony
back.
has invited us
Yes.
back. And we're going to spend a whole day with Tony talking about Tony and his passions and ups and downs, because the hope is that maybe someone out there is inspired by his life's journey.
Appreciate that, guys.
100%.
It's
I
been a
think
good time.
Yeah, I think everyone can take away a little something about the
I think
story
so.
of Microtech and you yourself as a personality, and the same thing with you, Jamie.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was great meeting you when we did at WALF,
Yeah.
and when you told us we should get together, we should do something. Again, no idea. Expectations.
And we got to do
exceeded.
something else with Jamie also. Jamie and I messaged a while ago before her and John started talking about trying to figure out what is the thing we can do a day in the life of Jamie Villamore. And we're still going to work on that because I think Jamie also has a very fascinating life. She's always all over the place, really representing the Second Amendment, I would argue, in the most highest of forms. And we have to give her credit for that. So expect 2 different episodes coming very soon at some point, hopefully later this year, with these 2 amazing individuals. We have to thank you guys so much. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Hopefully you guys will be lucky enough to experience some of his cooking too.
Yes.
Oh,
that's the
listen,
hope.
listen, you know, that's the thing. Shermichael said we're gonna come back for a day. I felt like it more was like a weekend trip, you know, to be honest with
Well,
all.
I didn't.
with all
I don't
the
know
ama-
what Tony's schedule is.
I
I don't
know.
want to
That's
just
what it sounded
over-invite ourselves, overextend our invitation, as they say.
Weekend wouldn't be a bad thing.
Okay, all right. So there
There you
we
go.
go. You heard it
There
from
you
the
go.
man's mouth. And Jamie, what are you gonna have in store for us soon?
You guys, I have a lot of exciting stuff, so stay tuned, and then hopefully we link up.
Oh, no, we
soon.
will.
Oh, yeah, don't say hopefully.
It'll be a surprise, you guys. So I'm
looking
excited
forward
to share.
this. So anyway, guys, look, make sure you check out Jamie, all of the amazing, fascinating things she's doing. Going to Microtech's website, buy a blade, buy something. This is a great company. They are expanding. They're going to be hiring new people. And you guys know not to get into the politics, but you know that's a big deal for me. I'm all about empowering the small business person to empower people and communities across this country. This man is doing that, so let's support this business.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And you know what's next? Let's go.
I didn't know what's next, but get some.
Terrible. Can't take him nowhere.
Hey guys, so if you liked this video, like it, share it, comment, and also make sure you hit that notifications bell to be made aware of new and upcoming episodes.
All that stuff he just said, plus go over to gunsoutTV.com, check out the Guns Out store, and also we have a donate button. So if you want to help us out making new content all across the country, share a little love.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
And make sure you follow us, guys, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay tuned to what we're doing, because there's a lot of exciting things that are coming your way, and we want to keep you guys up to date.
Also, sign up for our newsletter on our website. We give away stuff sometimes.
We do?
Well, you paying for it.
That's the way it is, guys.
Let's go.
And get some. All right.